All right, y'all, we're gonna get to work on race cars in just a second, but before we do, I want to tell you about how much I'm loving my Ridge Slim wallet and key case. So I used to have a big old leather wallet stuffed with receipts and old business cards and all kinds of stuff. And honestly, it was like sitting on a big block of wood. Every time I'd sit at my desk to edit video or climb in the truck to go somewhere, like a big block of wood in my back pocket. But then a few months ago, I made the switch to Ridge, and I'm telling you, I'm glad I did. Ridge made the things I use every day much more simple. My Ridge wallet and key case are much more comfortable in my pocket and significantly easier to pull out of my pocket when I need them. For as small and as sleek as it is, the Ridge Slim wallet still holds all the essentials, up to 12 cards and some cash with the strap on the back. It's got RFID blocking technology, so your information's safe. And if you're like me and you're always misplacing stuff, Ridge makes an AirTag attachment. The Ridge key case holds up to 6 keys and stops your keys from jingling in your pocket and from hanging up when you go to pull them out. And they make rings as well. A few months back, I replaced my wedding ring with this Ridge silicone ring. You've probably seen me pointing at stuff with it. You'll probably see it later in this video as well. And right now, Ridge is running a Father's Day sale that'll get you up to 40% off. So if you have a dad in your life who's still rocking the back pocket brick of a wallet, this is your chance to skip out on the last minute scramble for a gift and upgrade him to something that he'll use every single day. It's a simple gift, but it's useful and it's built to last. And you know how we are around here. We respect stuff that's built to last. It's just like our race cars. We put them through the ringer every weekend and we expect them to hold up. Ridge holds up just the same. And like I said, Ridge has their Father's Day sale going on right now. Head over to ridge.com/huntthefront and save up to 40% right now. That's ridge.com/huntthefront. That link is also in the video description. Thank you to Ridge for sponsoring this video, and thank y'all for supporting the brands that support us. Let's get to work on race cars. All right, so we have been kicked out of the shop. Not me, but y'all, the viewers, have been kicked out of the shop. Hunter is always kicked out of the shop. He just doesn't really know it. We can't go in the shop with the camera today because our new wrap that we are running at the Dream next week, Eldora, the Dream, they're finishing that up on the car. And we can't show that off to y'all yet, but hopefully they'll be done with that today because it's coming back off. And then we're going to Swainsboro, but with the old wrap. Then leaving from there, going to Eldora with 3 whole bodies and all kinds of other stuff in this trailer right there. That's why it's parked there. And then the big Dream wrap that we're doing, which is pretty cool. Y'all be able to see it then. So today, all that to say, we're gonna work out here and we're gonna see what's going on with my modified, get it unloaded, get it cleaned up, and we're gonna try to find out if we hurt our motor and if it had any water in it or not Saturday at Southern. If you didn't see that video, we was running second. I was running second at Southern, and we had a hole of some sort in the radiator. We didn't find it. We don't know for sure, but it caught seawater on the floor. So apparently it was still leaking water. Yeah, y'all see all the water on the floor. So that, I would say, is good news. It means there was at least some water still in it Saturday night at Southern. I don't know how much, but some had to be in it for there to be water on the floor. I don't know if y'all can see it, but there's some water.
It looks like you had plenty of water on the race.
Yeah, well, that's what got us. They wet the track at intermission, did some track prep, and then we spent 14 minutes and 32 seconds, I counted on the GoPro, running in the track from when we rolled out onto the track to when we took the green. So that's when all my water left. We'd have been all right if not for that, I think. So you can't do that with a late model. That's why I like having it modified. I forgot to say in the video, like I said, oh yeah, the water was hitting me in the face, I could smell it, yada yada, but I also forgot to mention in the video, water temperature wise, we were 190, 200, where it always is. And then all of a sudden, you know, I was checking it every lap down the back straightaway. One lap it was 190, 195, something like that, almost 200. Come around the next lap and it was 220, a little over 225. So I knew at that point we probably were low on water, and that's when I decided to pull in. Hey Hunter, good job on the camera.
Thank you.
I ain't seen no one complain in the video comments. I also haven't posted the video yet. There's things people come out with and you wonder, how did I ever get by without that? The steering buddy's one of those. Perfect. DIRTcar lift from DIRTcarlift.com is another example of that. Simple. Yeah. it was a wee bit muddy, and so we I think we went more laps hot lapping and running in the track than we did in the actual race. Dang, that thing's heavy. Hold on. That's got a lot of mud on it. That's heavier than I was ready for. Got enough mud on it, you think?
Oh man, this is pitiful. you could get this thing closer to the...
Yeah, we should have knocked the mud off already, but hey, we got what we got at this point.
Honey?
Yeah.
You got your work cut out for you here, buddy.
You know, it's I only like watching race cars on sunny days, and today ain't that.
It's summertime, so...
I'm actually happy it's cloudy. I was just being facetious. There you go. You're looking for a carb cap, get that one from Weir's. Hey Hunter!
What?
Are y'all done with series stuff, watching that?
No, Pee-wee, I asked if you want me to shut everything.
Well, close that, then watch this car.
There you
I don't see any water. Wait, I see water in there. There is water definitely in the radiator. Well, that was our whole problem. No, I wouldn't have. It was low. That's why it started running, huh? You can see it. You can see it. There was water in there.
Was it running hot?
It got up to 220. Yeah. Well, it ain't that it got 220 acceptable. It's that it went from 190 one lap to 220 the very next lap.
Right.
That and I knew was getting water on my shield, and I knew we had like 8 laps left to go. So I was like, I don't want to go 8 laps, and it was to where I'd already done my research, and where I was running second, paid $350
Wasn't worth it.
versus I got 100 for 8th or 9th or whatever it was. Even if I won, it was $750 to win, so it wasn't worth burning up the motor.
No,
So I didn't elect to go that route. Well, you just need something solid right now just to knock the mud off with. Have you been enlisted?
Summer school. Summer's out.
Summer's out.
School for summer, but
No, school just starts. Yeah, school's out. Is that what, did you say it wrong or did I?
I said it wrong, but you're saying I said it right. I said summer's out.
Yeah, whatever.
School's in, whatever.
School's out. Now you're in real school. Now you're really gonna learn
The
something.
professor is gonna take you to school.
So here's what you do. Well, first of all, hang these up so you don't lose them. Second, you take this and you knock every bit of mud you can see. Knock every bit of mud you can see off of here. See?
Okay.
But you don't want to bend any parts so you can't hit it too hard. You with me?
Yes.
Let's see you do it. Yeah. There you go. Here, how about, here's some right here. See, like that right there, you just knock that off. You gotta get all that out from in the control arm there. Yeah, you gotta get all that out of there. That'll be a bunch of muddy mess if you don't get it out of there before we get the hose out.
Gotta work 4 hours for that.
Jason gets a free shirt out of the deal. Get to work.
Working it all. That's trouble. Get your shirt dirty. Think quick.
It's still leaking, so there's definitely still plenty of water in it, one would think. Hey, TC made it back. Whatever the case, me and Jason's gonna get it cleaned up, and when we get done with that, we'll crank it up, make sure we ain't hurt nothing, make sure it seems okay. We'll at some point get in there and update on what's going on with the late model going to Swainsboro with the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series this Friday and Saturday night with it. Okay, car is clean. It was a tough job, but along with our Pro line from Watertown, we got it done. Got the old 56 car cleaned up, and I believe we had about 125 pounds of mud on it, but it's all out there somewhere now, and this thing's clean and looking almost like new. In a perfect world, we could go ahead and get this radiator out and find our hole, figure out what's going on with it, but it's not a perfect world. I gotta get home, and today's kind of my last day that I can fool around with this thing, because tomorrow we're gonna be loading up, getting the late model finished up and loaded up, ready to head out for a possibly month-long trip, for sure a few weeks, between Swainsboro and Eldora, and then hopefully the first week or so of the Hell Tour. What we're gonna do is, wet my foot, don't watch out, we're gonna fill up this radiator with some of the city of Milton's finest water, and we're gonna fill it up, crank it up, cut off that valve in the back, and let it run out of fuel, so it'll be ready to set up for a while. It wasn't full, I just got to crack back on my pressure. I'm quite confident, being there was water in this radiator, I don't think we heard anything. I'm going to assume we didn't hurt anything on this motor. It run a little warm, it run a little low on water, run a little warm, and we're going to hope we're all right. Either way, I'm assuming also that there's a hole in the radiator is our problem, and we're gonna just go ahead and order us a new radiator. Either way, we need one because we don't have a spare. If we'd have had a spare, we would have had enough time, possibly, it would have been close, but we'd at least maybe try to change it. We alrighty then. We'll put our Weir's Machine carb cap back on there, put some tape back over our valve covers, then this thing will be ready to roll back in there after we get that late model loaded up tomorrow.
Yeah, it's all normal stuff. Regular operations these days.
Y'all don't look like you're loading this today.
No. It's gonna be raining.
Yeah.
Can't load in rain.
Alright, so we moved forward today, and I think the plan originally was, TC made it, by the way. Did you find out what was wrong? They've been hard at it, and I think I mentioned while we were out there, the modified is still out there, and I think I mentioned that we were planning on loading up today, but they have condensed the show to one day because of rain. So no practice Thursday night like we were planning, and no racing Friday night, but hopefully if the rain moves out and doesn't do too much damage.
Saturday the weather looks nice.
It's just a matter of how much rain.
Right.
This is at Swainsboro, by the way. Yeah, the Southern Showcase. Supposed to be a doubleheader. This weekend is now a single day show, and that's what we're getting ready for.
We're going up there to literally
kick their butt. There. Well, I like to hear that. No practice day
like
needed.
every other time.
Yeah. Whether or not it actually happens.
Yeah.
So TC's been all around and under, and maybe not on top of, but everything else this car.
How the heck y'all get this thing so messed up in 2 weeks? They already got, when I come in here a while ago, took her had the oil out of it. But we ain't put oil in it, so we can film, put oil in it. You gotta put a filter on it and put oil in it, right?
Nobody said nothing about no film.
So the problem was I've been staying out of here because we had a whole nother body, whole different color on this thing up until yesterday, and that's for the Dream. And I had to wait till that was taken off and put in the trailer before I could get in here. So I've kind of been just letting them do their thing while I've been out there fooling with the modified.
Here, I'll tell you.
Yeah, it's been
If you think this is bad,
you should have seen it just a few hours ago.
minutes ago. You don't realize whenever you go into leave for a month or so, like, dang, you sure got to gather up all your crap.
Yeah,
Stuff to gather up. That's the main thing.
I think we're taking a support trailer.
Yeah, for as long as we can drag it with us, it'll be around. Yeah, maybe possibly that too.
What do you say?
Emotional support.
Is this information that doesn't need to be shared?
Being that we barely know what we're looking at, they can look at it all they want.
Okay.
CC's famous quote is, "Everything's a guess anyway."
I prefer educated guess.
But don't we all?
We ain't got none of that around here, so.
You my way?
No, you're my one.
This your handy little trick for removing an oil filter?
Dusty come up with this one pretty nifty.
Now you're going the wrong way, man.
Yeah, let's go the other way. Let's turn my belt over. No, I wasn't.
I was wondering.
Put some strength into it, dude.
There you go.
Here.
He just wrapped a oil pump belt, flipped an old belt around inside out and wrapped it around there. There it was. Are we still looking at pulling this motor out after Eldora? Before?
I mean, not if we're not there on laps.
Yeah,
We're gonna pull it out till we have to, right?
I agree with that. But if you're starting a week-long stretch with Summernationals, you might not have time.
Exactly. Yeah. So we just gotta know where we're at. Right now, we got room. But with the Swainsboro recent cancellations, it's gonna save us 50 laps or so.
Plus, yeah.
If something else rains out, or you get all this, it kind of
Might make it through the whole trip. We're gonna be swapping motors
At some point,
in the middle of the first week of the Held Tour.
Plus, it's gonna have fresh oil in it.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure we get all the life out of that we can.
Mm-hmm. There it goes.
Need help?
No, I got it.
You sure you got it? I need some help. I tried to do it all by myself. That wasn't bad.
No.
Is our lap count up to date?
It is.
So we got one night at Swainsboro, 3 nights of racing at Eldora, and then the plan is to start with the first week of Summernationals, and that's 6 nights.
We're running Wednesday?
Yes.
We're at Eldora. We'll run Wednesday, and then either or Thursday or Friday, and then Saturday.
Probably right around.
All right, we're going to 1,200 laps. We're at 750. We gotta do some math. We'll go 60 roundabout at Swainsboro. Probably 60 the first night at Eldora, hopefully. This is, I'm counting making shows and finishing all laps, obviously.
The prelims pay 30 grand to win.
Yeah, say 40 for our prelim night at Eldora, and then we're gonna make the show Saturday. So that's gonna put us at 120, 200. That's 280 laps. So we're gonna be leaving Eldora at plus 750, 1,030 laps. If we made every lap, every night between now and the end of the Dream.
That gives us at least another 200 laps.
Yeah.
We might ought to now that the way things are.
We got valve springs. Well, you want to get full use out of valve springs too.
Yeah.
I mean, we might as well go to 1,500 laps for putting new valve springs on it. Fresh old new valve springs.
It's 13 hours across the plateau there. From Cherokee to
And we'll already be close.
that area.
I don't think I've even mentioned that. June 21st, we'll be at Cherokee with the Southern Thunder Series. And it's round 3 of the Cherokee Chief. So at some point, we got to leave the Midwest and come back to the Southeast.
Mid-South.
So it's, yeah, the east, mid-south of the Southeast, eastern mid-south of the Southeast at Cherokee. So it could be a 2-week trip, could be a 3-week trip, could be a month-long trip. When we leave here Friday now, we don't know how long we'll be gone.
All we know is we're going. We'll come back when we're done.
And hopefully we'll still have some equipment left.
We'll all still be friends.
Yeah. Still be friends.
Now if you need help, you just let me know, alright?
Yeah, you be there?
I'm right here holding down this tire. Don't mind jumping in there.
I should have come down here to begin with.
Yeah.
I took it off, but here I was over there.
Going the right way there.
I am, Boa. I'm doing it. All right. On there.
Hey, the modified's out here and all dried up, as long as it doesn't rain this afternoon. That trailer is going with us with a bunch of body panels to Eldora, the black trailer there. Obviously, the merch trailer on the other side, it'll be going with us to the whole trip. And then I wanted to show y'all, so we got the Clements engine in the car right now, but with us in the cabinet here will be the J. Dickens engine. And at some point, if we run this whole trip, we go to Swainsboro, Eldora, first week of the Hell Tour there in the Midwest, and then cut over to Cherokee. At some point, the Clements engine will have to come out because it will need to be freshened, and the Dickens engine will have to go in. And then when we go to Cherokee, we'll be right there at Clements, so we could drop off the Clements engine to be freshened. We also still have the backup car, Shane Clinton's car, in the front of the trailer with the Dell engine in it, going with us as well. What the heck all we got in here?
Meat.
Oh, we were on the scales too. I wasn't in here for that. I guess that works.
Everything heavy we could find.
He's making fun of your
I met him.
the way you write. What I missed so far?
The left side.
Okay, well,
I've got it.
so we only get to see half of this, but TC is changing valve springs.
Hopefully.
Well, we've changed half of them already, so half of them are done.
Put air to it. It basically pushes the piston all the way down and keeps the valves closed. And basically, it seems like the push rod's about to launch out of the motor also. Smart people probably take the push rods out or do something different, but I've never been smart before, so
Hey, same here, brother.
I just slowly put a little air to it. And then everyone's favorite. Once the bang goes away, you're good to go.
Assuming you don't want to hammer those.
I don't know. I was never taught by nobody. I'm nervous enough doing them.
Hey, well, you just got thousands of people watching you, that's all.
I thought there was only hundreds.
There might be, I don't know. You never know.
nicely laid out springs that all look the same as the used ones.
Yeah, I was wondering how you got that going. Hey, but as long as you know.
I don't know if I know. Easy as that. Hopefully Glenn ain't watching this.
He gonna tell you you're doing it wrong?
Sure, everyone's gonna be telling me I'm doing it wrong. I get to shaking when people start watching me.
In your experience, how often are you supposed to be changing these? Halfway through the...
Jason Durham, which don't ever tell him I said anything good about him, he made a comment once, and the way I understood it is, if they're good, don't change them. If they're bad, change them. But I don't think we have a way to test the seat pressure or anything like that, or a valve spring rater, but I kind of agree with Jason. Don't really change them if there's nothing wrong with them. And I've never really changed them. We kind of just let them go the life of the motor. We'll check them, and then if we do have a bad one, we'll change it. But I've heard every 600 laps, but then that kind of makes me feel weird because that's not right in between a freshen up. Usually a freshen up is every 1,000 laps for most people.
We've always said 1,200.
Yeah, well, there's not a $1 million rig sitting outside, so I get it.
That's a valid point.
I would probably go, I would just test them. I wouldn't change them as often as they say, especially Joseph. He's kind of a featherfoot, a little bit lighter on the gas, so you could go longer. And Glenn's made that comment too. If you got a driver that's not super aggressive, you don't have to change them as often. If you got a driver that, I don't know, turbo?
Right, a throttle masher?
Yeah. You might have to change it more often. Don't forget the latch caps. I bet everyone's gonna be mad that I hit them with a hammer.
Oh, what's the alternative?
I won't snag it with your purse. Bad part is I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just taking stuff on and off. That's honestly what I struggle with the most right there, is getting the rockers back on without one push rod falling off and the one staying in there. And then checking for zero lash. When everything's cold, you can set everything at 0 lash, and then when it's hot, it's 16, 14, or whatever the hell, or whatever the heck it is. Basically, just to the point where you could spin the push rod, and then exhaust is always going to be a tiny bit looser than the intake. But when everything's just cold, and I don't know about brand new, but cold, you could go 0 lash, and that gets you pretty dang close. And then 90 foot-pounds, just torque them down. Nah, it's only 20. But you could leave the 90 part in. Get someone real mad.
It's hard to tell when you're serious and when you're joking.
The hard part is the camera deal makes it so much harder for me because I'm kind of an always joking person, but I'm not like comfortable at all in front of a camera. That's where we're at. And then we could check the intake whenever the exhaust starts to go down. So right there, the intake will be loose, and then we could check it. And then whenever the intake comes up, that's when you can check the exhaust. Which I'm probably too high right there, but still. We're good to go. And do this stuff.
Just gotta do that times 8.
16 chances to blow a $50,000 motor.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, not for me.
All right, we have moved forward another whole day. It is now
That's probably
Thursday. We just
That way
gonna crank
you
it.
just blow the exhaust right on up in the door.
I mean, y'all moved it out to crank it, but you never mind. It's good. It's all
We'll
good.
close that.
Yeah. So Swainsboro has been canceled altogether. It rained too much there. It's Thursday. It rained earlier in the week, and it's rained a lot there. It's rained here. It's rained all in the south. And so no going to Swainsboro. And I think our plan B is we're gonna go ahead and head north and go race Saturday at Brownstown. Is that the plan?
Northern All-Stars.
Northern All-Stars at Brownstown. On Hunt the Front TV though.
It is, yeah.
So we're still gonna be on Hunt the Front TV. We're just gonna be way farther north than we otherwise would have been. But anyway, as y'all saw, we changed the oil in this thing and TC put the valve springs in it. So we're gonna fire it up and make sure all that sounds just right.
Ready? Watch for leaks.
Sounds good to me. All right, that's going back in there. I think they got a few more things to do. It'll be ready to load. Quick as they get it loaded. When they get that car in that trailer, this car going back in that shop. Anyway, that's what's going on. You going with us?
I reckon. You taking this thing to Brownstown?
I'd like to, but we don't have any. We got 3 trailers going, 1, 2, and 3, but there's no room for the modified, unfortunately. Plan is Brownstown Saturday night, Northern All Stars. Is it a named event?
Yeah,
Memorial?
it's the Who's Your Dirt Classic.
What?
Who's Your Dirt Classic?
Who's Your Dirt
It was an
Classic?
Outlaws race last year.
It'll be on Hunt the Front TV, Northern All Stars. Be our first time ever being there. You been to Brownstown?
I have not. It's one of the few I've not been to. So
Well,
but looking forward to it.
Gonna be a lot of fun. We'll have the merch trailer, the emotional support trailer, and the race rig, and we'll be there, and then we're gonna go from there, put our new body and new scheme on and go to Eldora for the Dream. And if we can get out of there and still have everything intact, we're going see if we can't hit the first week of the Hell Tour, the Summer Nationals. It's going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully we'll have a lot of good content coming out of it. Thank y'all for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see y'all later.